Hi, Monique. Okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and just start your reading right away. I've got 2 decks here. I'll explain everything as I'm going along. I hope you can hear me okay. All right, we got our first card. So this card is what's changed. And we have, that's probably gonna happen a couple of times. I apologize. I've got like this makeshift tripod going on here. All right, so we got 2 of arrows. Oh, sorry. Okay. So this is about unfairness. Literally, a lot of imbalance, a lot of not seeing what's right in front of you. So blindness in a way to what's happening sort of literally right in front of your eyes, and you can't see it because you've got something else going on in your brain. Okay, let's get a clarifier. And then with that, I got the so you have the Ace of Arrows and the 2 of Arrows, so that's like 1 and 2, but it's going backwards. So now I'm getting the sense that you're going backwards, in a sense. We'll get some clarifiers on that. Just give me a second. Will they make it through the loss together? Will they make it through the loss together? Make it through the change together. How do they live with this and move on? Let's go that way. How do they live with this and move on? Okay. There we go. I wait for the cards to fly out, so sometimes I'm shuffling for a long time. Okay, so we have the Emperor, which tells me that you or your significant other is incredibly strong and is perfectly equipped to deal with such a tragedy. I know that sounds terrible. I would never say something like that to somebody, but the cards are telling me that, so we're going to go on, okay? So the Emperor doesn't really have... Oh, we got one that flew out. Hang on. The Emperor doesn't really have a sex, so it could be male or female, and you could notice energies of female in your mate as well as you having a lot of male energies. And for some reason, that's going to work in getting the balance back. I think you're going to have to grow some balls. I think that's what the cards are telling you. You're really going to have to grow some balls. And I hate tough love. I can't stand tough love in a relationship, but you might have to go in that direction. Now, it still seems really soon, so I think this is much further down the road. We're probably talking even 3 months down the road that you feel like things are sort of dragging and stuck and murky, and so you might have to, that's when you kind of have to like pick things up. I'm noticing too in my throat, I'm really scratchy. And so I think there's a block in communication between the 2 of you, and there will be for a while. And again, I think this is going to be on you to sort of remind him what an amazing person he is, and that this does not define him, or you for that matter. You guys are so much bigger than this. And let's see, hang on. What's the lesson? What's the lesson? Let's go that direction, okay? What's the lesson? I just noticed too, I haven't talked about this card. So here we have that this is the Emperor. So this is the person that's got to take on that role of boss, family boss. Do you know what I mean? Obviously in a loving way. And then this is the Queen of Bows. And she is that mother bear sort of person. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't screw with my family. I almost swore there, so maybe she swears. I try not to do that when I'm recording because people get offended, so. So maybe that's what you need to do is you both need to sort of take the grief by the balls and just, I don't know, it's hard though. Grief is really hard. It sort of controls you. Okay, all right. So the lesson is, here, I'll show you the card because the card's weird, a bit weird. So we've got the Ram. So I'm not sure if you've got Taurus, but we've got the Ram, and he's going towards the fire, or towards the, well, I guess towards the fire, but towards the arrows that are shooting at him. So try and think of a person that would do that. You know, we would, all moms, we love our kids. We would certainly do that for our kids. We'd go right into the fire, line of fire for our children. And so if you guys have other children, that might be the direction that you want to take, right? You've got other kids. You can't keep putting yourself in a situation where you can't be there for the other kids. Obviously, I think that's probably a lesson that would come naturally to you guys, to be honest. All right. 5 of Cups. 5 of Cups is all about change. So I'm still asking what's the lesson here? And I think that you guys are in for a quick and drastic change. And I'll pull some other cards from my other deck on that. I'll go back to it, okay? Try to remember. Okay, we got another card. I'll clarify her. Okay, so it's a quick and drastic move towards something positive. So that could mean that there's a stuckness in the sense that when you add grief on top of like a crappy job, or you add grief on top of, you know, even unfulfilling friendships that you have that you're not there, it's too much, they're taking too much and you're giving too much and it's unbalanced. So I think you guys are both going to really have to look at everything that's unbalanced. And to do that, you have to sort of get under the grief, because it's hard to tell what's grief and what's real direction. Okay. Let's talk about how to release your emotions in a healthy way. Okay, both of you. So let's do she and he, okay? And then we're going to go back to that one. He and she, how to release your emotions in a healthy way. Ooh, whoa. Okay, let's do he first, please. Okay. All right. So one of my favorite cards came out. And it's the Kingfisher. And I'm not sure if you're aware of the Kingfisher, but it's this bird, and I love birds, and it can stay still, literally stay dormant, standing still for hours and hours, eyeing on the fish in the water, and then it dives, literally its whole body dives into the water. So it's an adaptable, changeable, unbelievable character. And the most unique thing about it is if you piss off a kingfisher, it makes this god-awful noise. So I'm really getting a sense globally in this reading about protecting family and what's really yours, whatever you want to make family. So if you need to add people to your family, or you need to take away your family, you know what I mean? Our friends can be our family. Let's see what else is here. I'm also feeling a bit scatterbrained right now, so I think you're probably going to notice that in your partner too. I also see the Hermit here. So this is your partner we're talking about. Same with the Kingfisher, we're talking about your partner, okay? So there's versatility there underneath all that grief, right? He just can't see it yet. And then, so this is the Hermit, and this is literally about needing recovery time. And you might be feeling detached because he needs a lot of time alone. Just let him have it. There's nothing nefarious going on. He's just I think he's just trying to release it. He's just trying. There's so much of it. I think it's going to take a long time for the bottle to empty, if you get my drift. And then we have the Archer. So I don't know if he's a Sagittarius, or if perhaps the person that you lost was a Sagittarius, or maybe you're a Sagittarius. And Sagittarius represents fire and passion and creativity, and precision sometimes. So I think it's funny too, I just noticed too, there's a bunch of wolves following her. So I think, just give me one moment here, I'm gonna wait to listen for it. I don't know if this is going to matter to him or not, but I think he has animal guides, and yeah, I'm getting that sense. So if you have pets in your home and you notice that they stare off into space a lot, or they get like super vigilant about something, I think it's his guides, and I think you're going to notice they're around a lot more. So if you're noticing signs in your house and you think it might be from the person that you lost, it's more likely his guides that are trying to wake him, in a sense. But again, it's still really early. I'm getting that. Okay, moving on to another deck. I'm going to get a clarifier on the lesson. Oh wait, no, I have to pull cards for you. And then I got to get ready for work. Sorry. All right. Okay, how can she release her emotions and move on in a healthy way? Release her emotions and move on in a healthy way. Woo, they flew way across the room. Oh, honey, I feel like you already know what you're doing, honestly. So to me, it looks like socially is really how you release. And for your partner, it's probably the other way around. He might be a bit introverted right now, and you might find that he's going to stay an introvert for a while, which is fine. Introverts are great. But I really feel like you are the type that needs to be surrounded by friends or family in order to recover. You need to talk it out. You might be a bit of an overthinker. Maybe a little bit. Oh, we got one. And then here we have another versatile animal, land and water, right? So earth and water signs. You can look those up on Google because I can't remember them right now. And also very motherly, right? They carry their babies around for a while, right on their bellies, until their babies learn how to swim. And they sort of teach their babies with tough love when it comes time to swim. So I just want you to keep that in the back of your head. If tough love is something that's against your moral standards, don't go in that direction. But if you think of a way that you can sort of toughen up against the grief for yourself and for your partner, then you need to go in that direction. Okay, now we're going to go back to the lesson because I didn't get much from that. I don't see any separation here, by the way. I just realized that was your question too. I sort of go in the direction that the cards take me, and I don't see any separation. I see a lot of sort of you standing over here and he standing over here, and there's a detachment there a little bit because you both, grief is such a personal thing. You could grieve one way and he could grieve another, and he could think your way of grieving is wrong and you could think his way of grieving is wrong. So I don't know. But I don't see any like going your separate ways. I just see a lot of complicatedness, I guess. Okay, the lesson. Let's go back to the lesson. So Sorry, just waiting for the cards to fly out. Oh, the deck just came out. Let's see what I can do. All right. Okay, Ten of Pentacles. So I really see like a shift in someone's job or even house or location. You guys might decide that that the best way for you to survive this is to pick up and leave. And some people do that and it's successful and there's nothing wrong with that. And then we have the Magician. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about manifesting. There's tons of YouTube videos on it. It's like, you know, the book The Secret. So you're going to think about something that you want for a long time. And you're going to connect with nature or the universe or God, whichever one, you know, your values attached to. And you're going to wish for it in detail. You can write it down in a journal. You can sort of make up a little song or prayer for it, whatever way it looks like. Think about it and ask about it a lot in your mind, and it'll happen. It works. Trust me, it works. It really works. It might take a while. Nothing happens like that, right? And then we have the Knight of Wands, which is again a Sagittarius. So this is somebody who's fast moving, needs to make quick changes. If you make a decision, it has to be quick. You can't linger on it. And I think, you know what, it didn't really answer your question, but again, I don't see any cards here. I'm just going to ask one more time. Let's see. Okay. Yes, your relationship will survive this. You guys will surpass this. Yes, absolutely. It might look a little bit different when you get to the other side. Your lives might be completely different. You might both gain a little bit more independence. I don't even see third party here. Like, third party doesn't necessarily mean another person, but it could mean like addiction and stuff like that. I don't see any cards that relate to this. Like, this really looks... I see pain. I definitely see a lot of pain, but I also see a lot of recovery. So, and a little bit of rejoicing at the end, you know what I mean? And that's really hard to see when you're grieving. So I got the King of Pentacles, and that's same with the Ten of Pentacles. It's really about being in charge of finances, job, career, even bills, banking stuff, all that kind of stuff. And same with this. Ten of Pentacles is about abundance. And so it might not necessarily be money abundance, but it could be about that joy and that happy stuff that you guys have probably been wanting to feel for a long time. Okay? I really hope this helped. If it didn't, you can tell me to screw up, because I don't normally get a reading where the answer is, you know what I mean? Like, so detailed. All right. Have a good day, okay?